وإذ ابتلى إبراهيم ربه بكلمات فأتمهم قال إني جاعلك للناس إماما قال ومن ذريتي قال لا ينال عهد الظالمين وإذ جعلنا البيت مثابة للناس وأمنا واتخذوا من مقام إبراهيم مصلى وعهدنا إلى إبراهيم وإسماعيل أن طهرا بيتي للطائفين والعاكفين والركع السجود.
Challenges for becoming a champion. So in this verse, when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is describing how Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala made Ibrahim or Abraham alayhi salam a leader, the condition he's making, the cause he's saying is that he was tested and he passed those tests. So this is something really important to remember. A lot of the time, most of us are becoming very soft and having a victim mentality in which we are enumerating, oh, I had this challenge, that challenge, this challenge, that challenge, and we just keep enumerating those challenges. And yes, we have to be considerate of those challenges, but we also have to remember that if Allah is testing us, we need to work harder, become stronger, and overcome those challenges, and that is a way that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will elevate us. So that's one thing to remember. Second thing is, obviously, if you see yourself being tested or others being tested, that does not mean that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does not like them or He is punishing them. In general, it is a good sign that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is providing them an opportunity to elevate them, especially if they are submitting to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and they're not transgressing away from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Lastly, we also remember that many times we like to remain in our comfort zone, and sometimes we have to be forced into challenges to work harder and get out of the comfort zone and achieve a higher status that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala desire for us. The second thing that we see here is the concept of merit. That when you are in a position of giving someone an authority or someone in a position, then use merit. Do not use your relationship, your favoritism or nepotism to find people and put them in places of authority. Another way of looking at this is the concept of false scholars or so-called scholars or saints who kind of call you to them or some other saints and say, if you belong to this sect or that sect, then such and such person will save you from hellfire, will come in your grave and protect you, and all that sort of nonsense. So use your intellect and do not be fooled by those false scholars. Lastly, it's also a reminder of the primary purpose of houses of worship, i.e. masajid, and that is to establish the salah, to establish the dhikr, and to establish the dua between the musalli, the one who is praying, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And yes, there is an importance of networking and socialization within the centers of the masajid, but if you are abusing the prayer hall by making loud noises and laughing out loud and distracting others from remembrance of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, then watch out, and this is not something that you and I should be doing.